Hey YouTube, Maddie's Daddy 12, Team JMT. Now, I know I told you guys that in my last video about my conclusion on my Chaos Dragons that I was going to be playing Dino Rabbit because Dino Rabbit is more stun based and is kind of more my play style. But I picked up some stuff, so it's kind of hard for me not to want to play this deck when I've got it. However, we are on the brink of the release of Hidden Arsenal 7, which is going to give us Evilswarms. And with that deck is going to be Evilswarm Ophion, and Ophion is going to be a major problem for this deck and for Chaos Dragons, and I mean it's just going to be a great stun card in itself. But having this stuff, it's kind of hard for me not to want to play this deck. However, knowing that stuff is coming out, it also makes it hard for me want to play this deck. So, I'm kind of at an impasse. So I was talking with Taylor Pogue, or you guys may know him as Pogue Taylor 94. I'll give you guys a link right up here. He's going to be uploading some more videos on his channel, so you need to check him out. Good stuff, teammate of mine. So I'll be making some cameos on that channel also, trying to give him some subscription or some subscribers and stuff. So, but we've been talking about this, and we know the mono Mermails are extremely popular. We know that Mermails took the 16 of the top 32 in the Austin YCS. It was also the winning deck at Austin YCS. However, the majority of those, I think, or if not all of them, were mono Mermail builds. So they were running more of this stuff. However, with Ophion coming out, I don't think you're going to be able to rely on this stuff because Ophion is just going to flat shut you down if this is the stuff you're trying to rely on. So, what I'm looking to do is to take the mono Mermail build and the old Gen X Mermail build, and me and Pogue Taylor 94 have combined those two ideas, and now we have poly Mermails. If the Mermail heavy is going to be mono Mermail, this is going to be poly Mermails. So let's get into this deck profile, and I will show you guys what I'm talking about. One Mermail Abyss lead, boss monster, good stuff. Two Mermail Abyss Megalo. Now, if you don't know what this card is doing right now in the format, then I guess you just haven't been paying enough attention to the game. Double Mermail Abyss dice. Those are all your Mermail guys that are going to lead into your big plays, your rank 7s and whatnot. Double Abyss Spike. Triple Abyss Lind. And double Abyss Gund. Those are all your Mermails, your Atlanteans, triple Dragoons, triple Marksman, and double Infantry. Now we are going to go into some of the other standard stuff. Triple Diva, just good plays to be had. And now this is what this is the reason why we call it poly, is because not only are you taking the mono Mermail build, but you're dropping a Megalo, you're dropping a Abystus, you're making a little bit more room in the deck so you can have the room to play the Gen X Undines also. So I feel like you're going to have to go back to the Undines, dumping the infantries and dumping stuff like that to blow up Ophion. I do understand that they're going to play stuff like Forbidden Dress and whatnot to keep it from being destroyed. However, you have to force them into using those cards so you have the ability to get past it later. So Gen X Undine, I feel like, is going to have a spot in this deck, and it's going to force its way back in. If you want to keep this deck competitive, you're going to have to play these along with the two Gen X controllers. I don't really see where your other choices are going to be. You have to get past Ophion. Ophion is going to be a major problem for you, and these cards are going to allow you to do that. So I'm taking the Gen X build and adding it into the mono build, which is going to make it poly Mermails. So there you go. That's the monster lineup. Pot of Avarice, broken, just too good. Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, double MST. The reason I'm only running double MST is because I'm deciding to run the mind control as opposed to my third MST. And the reason I like running the mind control in this build is because with the Gen X build, you are able to search for your 5 tuners that you play. You can search for your for your controllers, and you can search for all 3 divas, which makes mind control that much better. And then honestly, Poe Taylor said this best: salvage is this deck's BLS. Salvage gives you so many plays, makes this deck even more explosive than what it has been in the past, and it was been really explosive in the past. So Salvage is just really going to be that good. Salvage is just going to be really great for you, and Salvage just leads to so many plays and so many pluses. Now we're going to get into the trap lineup. Very few. Triple Abyss Sphere, 1 Abyss Squall, and 1 Raigeki Break. Now the reason I'm running the Raigeki Break is because if you make your Gen X Undyne play and putting this into hand, putting your controller into hand, makes this a free play. You can now destroy the card your opponent has for free, and it gets stuff that gets kind of cloggy in your hand out of the way. Say you have Abyss Lead clogging your hand, or maybe a Megalo clogging your hand. You can now dump those with Raigeki Break and use Gund to bring them back. Or like I said before, if you have the Gen X controller that you search off of Undyne, it makes that play for free. Not to mention, if you are to discard Abyss Gun gets its effect anytime that it's discarded, not just when it's discarded by a water effect, like the rest of the Atlanteans say. This is just when it's anytime that it's discarded, it gets the effect. So if you discard it with a Raigeki Break, you can then resolve this effect also and put another one of your big monsters on board. So Raigeki Break has its spot in this deck, and I really think Raigeki Break is really good in this. Now we get into the extra deck. Extra deck I feel like is pretty standard. 1 big guy, double Abyss Gaios. Now I'm running double because I'm running the Abyss Squall. A lot of people have told me no on the Abyss Squall. In fact, Poe Taylor 94 has told me no on the Abyss Squall. However, I can search it off of Megalo. I know I'm only running the 2 Megalo, which makes it a little less consistent, but Abyss Squall, if you bring this guy out and they do end up answering him in some way, Abyss Squall gives you this card right back, and it's just too good. I mean, and Billy Brake said it himself. If you bring it, once you do that, you bring this guy back out. You grab 2 of your 7s and a Lind. You bring him out, and then Lind, it negates their effect on the field, but Lind activates in the graveyard. So he's still going to resolve. You're still going to get to bring him back. Still get to bring out a monster because of Lind's effect. So Abyss Squall just has its place. I just really feel like you have to have it, along with Cowboy. If you can make rank 4s, you've got to have a Cowboy. Abyss Dweller, I found room for it. I'm surprised that I found room for it. Utopia is there just because I found the space for it. I'm honestly, now that I think about it, I'm telling you guys that I'm playing the poly because I'm worried about Ophion. Utopia doesn't fix that problem for me, does it? Because Ophion is 2550. I don't need a Utopia. That needs to be a Gem-Knight Pearl. Gem-Knight Pearl gets over that. So I'm having an epiphany as I make the video. How do you like that, guys? So yeah, you don't even have to comment below to help me fix my deck. I'm going to fix it for me while we're making this video. That needs to be a Gem-Knight Pearl. I'm going to make that change. That's going to be a Gem-Knight Pearl. Because that's going to get over Ophion for me, which is going to, then again, reduce part of the problems. Zenmaines, Leviathan Dragon, Gachi. The biggest reason why this card is good is because this guy negates the effects of monsters smaller than him. Gachi makes him even bigger, which means all the stuff gets negated. Scrap Dragon at an 8, Gungnir at a 7, Delorean at 6, Librarian at 5, Catastor at 5, and Armory Arm at 4. So there is the extra deck. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and make that change right now. My Utopia is gonna become a Gem Knight Pearl at some point tonight. So there you go, guys. That's my Poly Mermail build. I still think I'm going to be playing Macro Rabbit or some form of Macro Rabbit with Evilswarms whenever Hidden Arsenal 7 comes out. But this is going to be my build of Mermails whenever Hidden Arsenal comes out, just to answer Ophion, because I feel like that card is going to be really popular and really easy to get, which is going to make it that much more popular. So there you go, guys. That's my Poly Mermail build. I appreciate it. Subscribe, comment down below. Hey, make sure you go over here and hit up Poke Taylor. Show us how much you love us.